Okay, 6 minutes after 4 o'clock, we're back with you in Mac's World. Today is President Roloff's birthday, and we're going to get on with some of that, but we're very blessed to have Steve Cortes, who is the national chair for the Trump Hispanic campaign. He's got 2 points he wants to cover. Of course, my high-end journalistic super stud, Tom Coates, is here. He got this lined up, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Steve, we appreciate you hanging into this first part of this next hour for us.
You bet.
The two issues that you've told me that you wanted to cover first, let's go into the area of school choice. Give us your take on this issue that oftentimes doesn't get much airing.
Right, and listen, I am so proud of Donald Trump for delving into this because it's an issue that I think too few Republicans have paid attention to. When it comes to, and I think it's because a lot of Republicans, let's be honest, they live in areas where they have wonderful public schools. They tend to live in rural areas or maybe nicer white suburbs, quite frankly, and they have good public schools. 1/3 of minority children in America today live in poverty, and that's, I think, a tragedy in and of itself. On top of that, they're already starting life behind the eight ball in many ways. We then largely send them to failing public schools, to failing government schools, and they have no option. They just don't have the economic means to do otherwise. And by the way, I would point this out, the hypocrisy of the Democrats. Where do the Obamas and the Clintons send their children? To private schools, right? I send my children to private schools, by the way, so I'm not trying to call them out as being hypocritical in and of itself, except they will deny that opportunity to poorer children or middle-class children, and certainly to minorities. So I think school choice, I love the fact that Donald Trump is reaching out and telling voters of color and just Americans in general, if you don't have the means to send your kids to private schools, we want a voucher system. We want to empower you. We don't want a monopoly system that cares more about teachers' unions in cities like mine, the city of Chicago, than it does about the education of your children. And your children are never going to be able to grasp that first rung of the ladder of the American dream if they don't have an education. And we're not going to consign them to failure any longer. We're going to do it through block grants. We're going to do it in a federalist way, not a top-down way, but let's give them the freedom of school choice. And I have told everyone who will listen, particularly voters of color, though, this is one of the emancipating principles of the Trump campaign that can make not just your life better, but your children's life better for decades to come.
Hey, Steve, Charles Krauthammer on Fox News said that this is a shame on the American people that the limousine liberals send their kids to the most elite schools in the world, but yet they crowd our kids into some of the poorest public school systems, in the country. And what is the resistance on the part of the teachers union? Is part of it indoctrination of liberalism in this country? Is that how they keep liberalism alive, by indoctrination?
Yeah. Sadly, I think you're right, and I wish I could say otherwise. But yes, I can't say that it's just right. There's something purposeful going on here. It's more nefarious than maybe we even want to admit. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's not just that we don't really care about your kids' education. That's part of it. I think they don't. I think they care far more about the teachers union. But it's more nefarious, believe it or not, than that. It's that we have to inculcate our belief system, which is secular humanism, big government to the nines. And the way we do that is we grab your child at age 5 in kindergarten, and it continues all the way through all the way through university if they choose to go that far. And it's disgusting, and it's an abuse. It's child abuse in some ways. I mean, I truly believe that. And but here's the way out. Here's the thing. I think a lot about this. It's very easy to curse the darkness, and there's a lot of darkness right now when it comes to our public policy and our politics. But we can't just curse the darkness. We have to light a candle. And what is that candle? And I truly believe this. Donald Trump is lighting that candle. And part of it, there's a lot of ways, but part of it is him saying school choice. Let's empower parents and children to choose a school, whether it's a charter school, a religious school, parish school. Let's find a way out of that monopoly. Find a way that they can be tooled not just intellectually, but also, you're exactly right, can they be broken free of the secular humanist agenda that is just thrust upon them in public schools? And what can that do for our society going forward? I think it's an empowerment message, and I believe and hope that we're going to choose that in 2 weeks.
All right, Steve, let's see if we can't touch on your other issue, the Unaffordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Give us your take on that one.
Listen, here's the thing. I think even if you're not terribly ideological, even if you don't love Donald Trump, and this is what I've tried to say to a lot of folks, right now it's Halloween early. If you open your mail or your email for your premiums and your deductible, you are going to be scared to death, and you should be, because you know what's skyrocketing are both of them, and you know what's not going up is your level of care. For the same level of care, or maybe even less, you're paying massively more. This is what happens whenever government intrudes on our lives. This is central planning from Washington, D.C. at its very, very worst. It's a job-killing machine. We have to repeal Obamacare. And I think for the next 2 weeks, if we can talk powerfully about this, even people who don't necessarily love Donald Trump, and even people who are not necessarily terribly Republican, they will realize, you know what? That is a real-life way that this administration and, by extension, Hillary, they are just sticking it to me. And I'm hoping that they'll choose a better way.
Well, let's make sure that people know that this was never supposed to be an end-all. It was a transition to government-controlled health care.
Right.
Steve, are both of these issues, the health care and the school choice, are these big issues in the Hispanic communities?
I sure hope so. Particularly healthcare. I to be quite honest, in talking with Hispanic, relatives, friends, business associates, I don't hear about that as much. School choice, absolutely. I can't tell you here in the city of Chicago how many people I know, working class families, who are dying to send their kids. They go to terrible public schools, and they are dying to send their kids to their local parish school where they worship every Sunday, where their social lives, their sports lives reside. They can't afford to send them there for school. And quite frankly, again, in the hypocrisy, it's just unfair. The Obama children in my town, Mayor Emanuel, his children go to an incredibly elite Jewish expensive school. They go to their religious school of choice. Why can't we offer that choice to Hispanic children, to African-American children, or whatever color? I don't even care what your color or creed is, but let's empower people to get the education that they want and need to succeed.
Yeah, we should make sure that education is even across the board, no matter what kind of neighborhood you live in. I'm not a liberal, and I'm certainly not a socialist by any means, but that really is an entitlement that these kids deserve, is an education that doesn't matter what side of the street it's on.
Yeah, amen. And here's the thing. We all pay our taxes in, and unfortunately, what has happened with much of our property taxes, particularly in big cities, but it happens everywhere, they are being siphoned off by, here's the thing, it's so much of what Trump has done, it's elites against the rest of us. There's an educational elite. It's administrators, it's teachers' unions with a secular humanist agenda, and they are siphoning off our tax money and delivering a very inferior product, and we have no choice in the matter. It's kind of like Obamacare. Be quiet and pay your damn bill. It's basically what they're telling us. And I think what the Trump revolution, what the Trump movement is saying is, we've had enough of that. We have a say in this. This is our country. We can control our border. We can control our educational system. We want our country back. And elites, you've created a system that works very well for you. Doesn't work so well for working folks.
Steve Cortes is my guest. He's the national chair of the Trump Hispanic campaign. Before we let you go, and we appreciate you being here, Steve, President Roloff, you had a comment for him?
Well, no, I think what he's talking about is a critical issue, and that is that the tax money that we put into the system should follow the child, as opposed to, as you talked about, Steve, it being funneled into just public schools. I myself am a homeschooling parent, and I pay the same taxes that any other property owner pays, and I'm not getting any of that tax money back, and it's going into a public school that I'm not going to send my kids into. And do you really see on a national level, on a federal level, something like vouchers working? Do you see that being possible.
Well, and listen, no, and this is where we need to be careful, too. I don't think the federal government should have much say at all in education. So, this is where my candidate and I may disagree a little bit. But we are where we are, right? And the federal government, unfortunately, is intrinsically involved in education, even down to the low, to the preschool level, right? So I don't love that, and I'm sympathetic to you, as a homeschooling parent. I'm sympathetic to local control, and you're at the level of hyper local control, which I love.
Right.
But having said that, we are where we are, and block grants, which is where Donald Trump wants to begin the conversation and begin the transformation. Let's do block grants to states and cities that necessitate, that legislate school choice. You must give parents the choice. I think once we open that door wide, once we start that, I think the renaissance of education that we'll see will be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And there will be all kinds of choices. People will choose their parish. They will choose their church, their congregation. They'll choose homeschooling. They'll choose a religion that, frankly, I don't happen to agree with or care for at all. That's fine. That's choice. Choice will flourish, and the free market will work, and children will be better educated. They won't be government indoctrinated. They'll be better prepared to be productive members of our society, to be wage earners. What we have right now is a disaster. It's an unmitigated disaster. I think we all know that. Can anyone say that we are doing a great job of K through 12 of educating our are they principled citizens ready to become voters, ready to become wage earners? I mean, in general, no.
Our guest has been Steve Cortes for the last half hour. And, Steve, we appreciate you holding over. He's the national chair of the Trump Hispanic Campaign. Bottom line, don't care how you feel personally about a candidate. It's time to put Donald Trump in the White House and make him the winner so we don't have to deal with the garbage, the Obamacare, the entitlements, the bad schools, and everything else that a Democratic liberal administration is going to give us. We're coming back with birthday wishes for President Roloff. Hope to have you around here on The Truth.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza, and it's got Graziano sausage.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Okay, 21 minutes after 4:21 on the 25th day of October in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and I want to remind you that the Culligan water system that is touted by the family-owned, Christian-owned business of the Culligan water system here in Des Moines is worth every single dollar, especially if you've got young children. I'm a huge water drinker. I drink 160, 180, 200 ounces of water a day. That's one of the ways I've lost a few pounds here in the last 6 months. 43 pounds to be, 42 pounds. I ate something I shouldn't have yesterday, and there was a pound on my scale that I didn't like this morning. But the bottom line is, when you drink as much water as we all should be drinking, you really need a Culligan water system. It's just not, there's so much junk in our water. The only way to make sure that you're not putting cancer-causing toxins and things like that in your body by just opening the faucet. I'm a kid, grew up in Nebraska on a farm, man. You turn on the faucet, the water's clean. It's good well water. We can trust it. That's just not the way the world works today. So protect your kids, protect your family, protect yourself, and call Culligan. And how do you call them?
Hey, Culligan Man.
274-2573. Who do you call?
Hey, Culligan Man.
Give those folks a call. And check out their brand new showroom that's over in West Des Moines in Valley Junction.
That's right, on the corner of Railroad and 7th there in Valley Junction.
22 minutes after 4 o'clock on the 25th day of October. You may not think that the 25th of October is a big deal, but to a few people in this world, it is. It was 39 years ago today. What's your mom's name?
Kathy.
That Kathy Roloff gave birth to a 42-pound, 8-ounce bouncing boy. Came out about 5'2". Ouch. Kathy, you're a brave woman. And we've had some people call in today. We've got some texts from the Service Legends Truth Text. Here we have a little bit of This Is Your Life. Let's go to the phone where Dave from Fort Worth, Texas is on the phone. Dave, you're in Max World. How are you? Dave, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Go ahead. President Roloff is present.
Well, it's good to finally reconnect with Chris again. Chris, happy birthday. I just got off the air here at KDKR and wanted to make sure that I got a call in to wish you happy birthday today. And, I don't believe that he was the weight you just stated, Jay, when he was born. He may have been a shade over that. And
yeah, I'm trying to be nice. He was a little south of or a little north of 50.
I hope things are going well up there in Des Moines, as we say down here in Fort Worth, Texas. Things going well for you?
They are, Dave. I'm glad to hear you're still rocking and rolling on the radio, man. How's that?
Oh, we're loving it. We just hit 1,200 programs down here on the air, and coming up on 9 years soon on the air, and we're just so grateful for the station. And
you want to tell us who this is?
I'm sorry.
Well, Mac is asking me to tell everybody who you are, Dave. I can't. You're telling me you've been doing that long? I'm so proud of you. I got a message. I was sitting here in the studio, Dave, and Glenn, I guess, called the main office number as well.
Yes. Well, so did I, and they told me I could get you live on the air, so I called again. And, well, you tell them who I don't know who I am. I'm a radio personality in my own mind, and Chris and I used to work together down here at one of the wonderful Christian talk stations, KDKR 91.3 FM in Dallas-Fort Worth. Been on the air now for a long time, and our show is called Career Solutions. We spend all of our time helping men and women. We do shows on interviewing, networking, how to fill out resumes, how to deal with a toxic coworker, all the stuff that people struggle with in their careers, between changing jobs when they get laid off, finding new careers after they finish an education, seniors that are having to go back to work now because the retirement fund didn't last as long as they hoped it would, people that are struggling with COBRA and Obamacare and all the other things that in our careers we struggle with over and over and over again. And I left corporate America several years ago and been helping job seekers since, and I just love it.
Dave, how many shows did you say that you've done? I think you said 1,300?
Yeah, we just finished at 1,200.
1,200.
Over 12, yeah.
Because it caused me to do math here on how many shows that Chris has done. Chris has done 11,070 shows.
Well, there you go.
At least in spirit. Dave, hey, thank you for calling.
Thank you, Dave.
And it was nice to have you call, and we look forward to hearing from you again.
Great to hear your voice, Dave.
Thank you, brother. God bless you.
God bless you, Dave. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
All right, 515-244-0007. We do have some cake or cupcakes. You can bring them in.
So that was bizarre. I was there for his
Bizarro world.
I don't know what to say about that. Dave Rawls is an incredible guy. I was there for his very first broadcast. Helped put him on the air on 91.3 FM KDKR, non-commercial radio station in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it's cool to hear that he's still doing that. So proud of him. So proud of him. He didn't think he could do it. I knew he could do it. Did you guys just listen to him? I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. And when he started doing that ministry, this was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area around 2008. You guys remember what happened in 2008? I mean, so many people were out of jobs. So many people.
Crash.
It was terrible. And the Dallas-Fort Worth area felt it very hard. And it was a really cool part of the ministry for our radio station, a Christian teaching and talk radio station, to have every day in the middle of the afternoon a live broadcast where people could call in and get career advice. I mean, what a cool ministry at the right place at the right time. Dave was called by God to do this. He wrote a book, and I always mess up the name of his book because I always mess it up. It's Finding a Job God's Way is the right way to say it. I always say Finding a Job God's, or Finding a God Job's Way. It's a great book, and man, that was
blast from the past.
That was a blast from the past. I'm so proud of him. Dave, if you're still listening, or Glenn, if you guys are still listening, I don't know how you would be, but I'm just so proud of those guys.
All right, we have some other phone calls being wrapped up, starting to stack up here, and we look forward to having those people on. Now, we also have some people texting on the Service Legends Truth text line. What do we have over here, Mr. Monster?
Yeah, it says, "Hey, Chris, happy birthday. This is Mark Keenan. My birthday is today, too.
Hey!
Take care, dude."
Thanks, Mark. Happy birthday, brother. That's great to hear from him. You know Mark Keenan. Maybe you do. Well, he used to go dancing at Miss Kitty's a long time ago. Anyway, you may have met him.
All right, so he's from here in Des Moines.
Yeah, he's a local guy. Good guy.
Got another
Thanks
one.
for listening, Mark.
Another one here. Happy birthday, friend. Thanks for all you do, and may the Lord bless you many more years. Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen, brother. Appreciate it.
Is that all for now? All right. I want to bring on, well, as you know, Chris, pay attention. What are you doing on your phone there, girlfriend?
I'm totally freaked out now. That Dave call was really wrecked me.
Okay, well, wait till you hear this one.
Okay.
You know, God and I, we're kind of like this, right? Kind of like this.
Yeah.
And I know that your favorite president of all time is Ronald Reagan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know me so well.
And, of course, I had to go through Nancy. Luckily, they're in the same place now.
Yeah.
But I did get a hold of Dutch. That's what we called him, Dutch, when he was here on the radio many years ago.
Yeah.
And he's called up to wish you Frank, quit messing around. He's called here to wish you a happy birthday. Mr. President, how are you?
Well, fine. I tell you what, it's not bad where I'm at. In fact, it's pretty darn good.
And I'm assuming you're in heaven with Jesus.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, I understand it's Chris's birthday.
Yes, today is his 39th birthday, Mr. President.
That's incredible. They said it would never last, and here we are.
And here we are. Now, Nancy's with you. How is she doing?
Well, actually, she's in the other room.
Well, but she's with you and with Jesus.
Absolutely. We only get so many calls a day.
Yeah, right. Is there anybody who you know has passed on who you're surprised isn't in heaven? I mean, is there anybody out there? Did Charlie Manson make it? Is he up there? Or how about Adolf or Saddam? Anybody up there that we'd be surprised at? Just God's grace is that big?
Given the work that they did on Earth, I can tell you who's not here. But I can tell you who is here, and they're all very good people, children of God.
Yes. All right. Well, Mr. President, we appreciate you calling in today. We know that you're probably in the middle of a, poker game or riding some horses or chopping some wood, but very, very thankful that you called up to give happy birthday to Mr. Roloff today, President Roloff today.
Happy birthday to you, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
You're an awfully good man, but you couldn't come with a higher recommendation than Mac.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. We appreciate that. And God bless you and Nancy up there. Now, that's just astonishing.
My goodness. And I thought the Dave call was impressive.
You thought so. Now, Heidi brought in some cupcakes.
She did. They look wonderful.
For you, and some apple cider.
Yes.
And I don't know what kind these are, but they look awful good. They're from... what are they from? Cupcake Attic. I mean, these cupcake places are just stirring up. But this one looks like it's got some peanuts and chocolate on it. There's some caramel.
Yeah.
So you can pick one.
Lee said on Facebook that I shouldn't become a hipster and have cupcakes for my birthday. But apparently that's the hipster thing to do, is to have cupcakes for your birthday. So
well, it is kind of the cool thing to do. I mean, the old birthday.
Are there 39 cupcakes?
There are 39 candles.
Wow, I thought so.
There are 39 candles on 24 cupcakes.
Wow, that math works out.
Because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. What was the purpose in getting 39 cupcakes?
Right, we only
just so you could take them home.
Just 24 was plenty.
24 was plenty because we're going to have
4
one.
cupcakes apiece.
No. 1 cupcake apiece, and then you can take them home and share them with your family.
Oh, okay, very good.
Give one to your cat. What's your cat's name?
Oli.
Oli?
Mm-hmm.
Like Lena and Oli?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get a dog and call him Lena. It's okay if she's a boy, because we do that in this world. We do transgender dogs.
Yes, in Mac's world.
All right. If you'd like to wish President Roloff, and the reason we're calling him President Roloff today is because I made him, for the next 27 minutes, president of Mac's world. In 41 years, I have never... Frank, what would you call that? Given up the reins?
Yeah.
I've never given up the reins.
Relinquished control.
Relinquished control over Mac's world. Is there any things you like to prophesize, Mr. President, or any edicts you want to hand down? Any presidential decisions, executive decisions, like firing squad for Frank?
Executive order.
Well, I already pardoned Frank.
Yeah. But you could back up and do. You could change your mind.
I got a pay raise.
My presidential edict is, it's all going to be okay.
I got a triple pay raise.
All going to be okay. Bob, do we have any other texts on the Service Legends Truth text line at 8090993 for President Roloff?
Yeah, just a happy birthday, Chris. No name, but people are just sending in happy birthday.
So lots of them?
I'm trying to eat this cupcake.
At least 2 or 3. No, actually more than that.
Yeah, well... 2 or 3, so that's Kate and Stephanie and your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Don't you have a sister?
I do.
Do you think she'll call?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not?
I wouldn't want her to be embarrassed and shamed like that.
Why would she be embarrassed?
I don't know.
Is she a big sister or a little sister?
She's older than I am.
So that'd make her a big sister or an older sister.
Those are your words, older sister. Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't say big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is she north of 200 like you?
She lives in Fort Worth, Texas, with her husband, Bubba.
Bubba?
Mm-hmm.
That's a real name?
That's what it says on his work shirt. No, his birth name is Albert, but he goes by Bubba as his whole life.
Bubba.
Yep. I'm from Fort Worth, baby.
515-244-0077. That's the number you can call in to wish President Roloff a happy birthday, because he's only president for just a few more moments, and then he's back down to pay grade civil private or something like that. Anyway, we're coming back. We'll continue our conversations today live on The Truth.
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Homs.
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
All right, 4:38, 22 minutes before the top of the hour. Here in Max World on 99.3, it's President Roloff's birthday today. And normally he's just Grouchy Pants. That's the name on his door.
It's true.
You're a Grouchy Pants.
I am.
You kind of remind me of who's the donkey?
Eeyore. Yeah.
Eeyore.
Yeah.
Eeyore.
Yeah.
Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh.
I eat thistles.
You eat thistles?
I occasionally lose my tail.
Oh, my. And so we made him president because every man and woman deserves to be president of something someday. And I thought if I didn't give him the opportunity to be president of Max World one day, he may never get that opportunity any other time. So, yeah, that's apple cider. You can pour yourself some apple cider. And we thought you might like apple cider with cupcakes.
It actually, the kind of cupcakes would go perfectly with this apple cider. So
yeah.
I'll pour some out. Gentlemen, would you like some apple cider? Anyway, riveting
There's
radio.
There's no pork in it. All right, and you gave one to, you don't want one?
See, I'm like you, Mac, now. I gotta eat healthy. I gotta keep up with you.
Oh, right. What do you weigh?
About 160.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas. I've got like 50 pounds to go till I can weigh 160. I don't think I'll ever weigh 160. All right, so just a little fun here on a Tuesday afternoon. If you'd like to call up and wish President Roloff a happy birthday, you can. He's 39 today. 364 days until death. I don't know. What do you have? Do you have any goals for your last year in your 30s? Does it matter to you?
I've put this, out of my mind. I don't want to be thinking about it. It's weird. I still feel like a little kid and act like a little kid. You make fun of me all the time.
Yes, you do.
I am really just a child, so it's really weird that I'm 39. And kind of going back, I mentioned this in the break. I'm very thankful for the cupcakes, for the apple cider, and for the teasing. But I will tell you that getting that call from Dave Rawls, was pretty wild. I will tell you that. You know, I've been in broadcasting now for a decade and a half, been doing radio, and I love it. One of my favorite things about radio is seeing other people succeed. That's something that I get I get a genuine joy out of seeing other people succeed. And Dave Rawls was this reluctant guy who didn't want to be on the radio, but you guys heard him calling earlier, and I've just seen him do an incredible job there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area with his radio program, helping people get career advice, get hired, get new jobs. You know, it's just really cool, and I'm just so proud of that guy. And he's got a great book. Anyway, it was cool to hear from him. That's the kind of stuff that'll get you. You know, you can tease on me and all that, but that was cool to hear from David Rawls.
Okay, here's the question.
Okay.
You're 39.
I am.
I got a friend that's 78, and he's like an overgrown 9-year-old kid that never grew up. They say you are only as old as you feel. How old do you actually feel? You're 39, but how old do you actually feel?
I don't know. I mean, physically?
No, I wouldn't go down that road.
Physically,
mentally,
I'm dying, but mentally and emotionally, yeah, I feel like a 20-something probably.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I still feel like, you know, newly married. I love my wife. In fact, you know, our daughter is growing up way too fast. Got a picture of her in her new Halloween costume, and you know, and her head, she's taller than a light switch. This isn't supposed to happen. Our kids aren't supposed to grow up. That's the thing. But anyway, so, I mean, I feel like a little kid. It's weird that I'm married and have a child and actually have a real job, but I have the funnest job in the world.
Do you feel you ever grew out of adolescence?
Yeah, I think
you
so.
You still seem like a
prepubescent boy.
Yeah, like a board game guy, just really excited about.
All right, guys, let's come on over. Look, I've got a whole bag of dice and some pens and some paper. Now, everybody get your worksheets out. Frank, now you are a ranger from the class of... Okay, so...
I don't want to, be a reality person, Chris, but you're actually into your 40th year.
I know. I was thinking about that. We had that discussion the other day about where I'm at. It's really fascinating, but, anyway... It's
so
neat.
tell
It'll
me,
be interesting.
I want a prediction for a year from now. This is live. It's being recorded. It's being documented.
Oh, buckets.
What, in a year from now, what will be different? Will your hair be less? Will your weight be more? Will you have another child? Will you go to like a Mormon thing and have 2 wives? I mean, what? Give us a prediction for your life in a year.
Not the last thing. I don't think.
You don't think you could be a Mormon, or it's the 2 wives thing?
Well,
your wife would crown you.
Yeah, no 2 wives. I hope things are, I don't know. That's really fascinating. I suspect I'll have about as much hair as I have now.
You've lost some in the last couple of years.
Honestly, I have.
I mean, I'm looking right now, and I can just see right to your scalp. I mean, you've done that comb-over thing with the hair
Kind of got the Trump thing going.
Yeah,
working on that.
And have you noticed the gray?
Yeah, I have noticed the gray. I suspect I'll have more gray hair.
Well, are you going to do like a men's club thing? What's that called, Frank? Where they
I just assume
wash
go bald.
in the dark stuff?
I just assume go bald.
Are you going to shave your head? Will you have a shaved head in a year?
Hair club?
If I was bald,
hair club
probably.
for men. There you go.
If I was bald, probably I would just shave my head.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway,
will you be working here?
I hope so.
You can have some hair transplants.
I mean, if things keep going well,
beyond and I mean, your station here is just going over the top, and I'm sure that Salem and the Truth Network would love to have you move to one of our larger markets like Marshalltown or
I
that
would
big
love to move
Osceola.
Up to Osceola.
Yeah. How about Redfield? Redfield's good.
It's good stuff.
Get a radio station in Redfield. Call it KRED. Red for Jesus. Red words. Jesus speaks in the red letter, so it'd be...
It's good. That's good stuff. I like it.
It's not. It's terrible.
No, I know.
K-Red's already gone somewhere.
We're eating cupcakes.
Willie Nelson owns it.
Drinking apple cider, and can you feel the listenership? Can you feel it leaving?
No.
Do you think so? What station do you think they probably went to? What's going on the music station right now? Probably some Casting Crowns over there.
Yeah, they're listening to Pulse 101.7.
Listening to Pulse 101.7.
Or they went to Simon. Well, and I don't know why anybody'd listen to him.
Don't do that.
I can't do that.
Just turn the radio off.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, so it's good radio.
So, Frank, would you like to make a little speech on everything that Chris has taught you and supported you? And obviously, you're not dead, so that's partially because of him. This is your moment. This is your roasting moment.
Roasting.
My roasting moment. Well, I would just say I have grown to appreciate Chris and his talents being here at the radio station every day.
I.e., when I first met him, I thought he was a jerk, and I never thought I'd like to work with him on a day-to-day basis.
No, he actually always came across as a nice guy, and I appreciate our long conversations that we have in the radio studio, sometimes before and after the show.
It's true.
A lot of times I keep him from dinner.
It's true. It's the casual side effects of working in opinion radio. It's hard to. You gotta stay focused. It's pretty hard to be focused when all these opinions are flying around, whether they're theological, political, or whatever. So we get into all kinds of fun stuff.
And I do want to thank Chris.
Yeah.
Because he gave me a valuable gift.
I did.
He went to the prayer summit. Was it downtown? And Billy Graham was speaking.
Yes.
And he brought me back a Make America Great Again Trump badge.
It's true. He's going to have a piece of history.
I don't think it was Billy Graham. I think it was his son.
Franklin Graham.
Graham.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bob, it's your turn to, tell President Roloff here just how much he means to you. Try not to let a tear roll down your cheek, because I know you're sentimental, because you're the old man here. I mean, you're the one that's been around for 6 years now, and
yeah, what do I got to look forward to, Bob?
Put up with his malarkey?
Well, let me think.
Don't tell him the laundry list of what he gets to look forward to.
No, I really enjoy talking to Chris, and when we have our one-on-one talks and get down to spiritual matters and talking about awesome things in the Lord, and that's what I really appreciate. I like hanging around believers. It's just, cool thing. But I asked you the other day, why don't you ever come into the office before 2:30? And you said because Roloff's always here, and all he does is pick on you and tell you that you got to do the laundry or do the floors or paint this or paint that or. Yeah, you're not supposed to say those things. Those are kind of between you and me. I always say that when I talk to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so you're not supposed to say that in this room.
On the radio.
Right.
Yeah. We're coming back. Your thoughts, your birthday wishes for President Roloff, and then Hank, the Bible Answer Man at 1-888-ASK-HANK. All coming up live here on The Truth.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common, everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Okay, 4:50, 10 minutes before the top of the hour, and Jeb has a special present for you.
Yay!
The most famous person to ever sing happy birthday to a president.
Yes.
Was who?
Linda Ronstadt.
No.
Who?
Peter Gabriel.
Linda Ronstadt? Are you just guessing, right?
Yes.
So you really don't know?
I'm kidding.
Okay. Do you remember a president by the name of John Fitzgerald Kennedy?
Yes.
Okay.
Shot in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
And it was well known during his presidency and afterwards that Mr. Kennedy was very busy with lots of girls.
Had some dalliances.
Who?
Dalliances.
I don't believe it. He was a good Catholic boy.
Dalliances? I've never heard that term.
That's fraternizing with women.
Oh. And one day they were throwing a birthday party at the White House for President Fitzgerald Kennedy. And a woman who everybody believes to be one of his lovers showed up and sang the most famous rendition of Happy Birthday ever.
Yes.
And so straight from
the grave.
Yeah, we're not sure where she's at.
Well, the grave.
The grave. Here is the most famous birthday song ever sang. Roll that videotape, Jeb.
Don't have it.
Don't have what?
This is the best.
You're too late.
The best. Oh, this was great. I love it. It is absolutely fantastic. Have another cupcake, Jeb.
Yeah, happy birthday, roll-off.
Thank you, Jeb. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
You really don't have the video?
Won't be able to get it up. No way.
Call it up on a Lexus.
Oh, Alexa?
Alexa.
Alexa, play Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday. Alexa, play Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday.
Happy Birthday, Mr. President, by Marilyn Monroe.
Okay, bring it over in front of the mic. No. All right, hold on here. We're getting this done.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
And, of course, at that moment, most of the people in that room were aghast. Because, first of all, it was the Marilyn Monroe, probably at that time the most famous actress in Hollywood. And then, of course, there were those people who knew that the president and Miss Monroe had a relationship that would certainly not be acceptable in any circles where Jesus lives.
So where was Jackie at this point?
Jackie, to be honest with you, Jackie was probably in the audience. And I had a fascination with the Kennedys when I was a kid, and met JFK. I'm sorry, not JFK, Robert Kennedy, when I was, I don't know, 13 maybe. He came to speak in my hometown, and I was the president of the debate team. And so he came into the debate class and talked to us. And I'll never forget that. I can't get the accent out of my head. You know, they were that hardline Boston. I parked the car.
Yeah.
Accent. And that was the only time in my life that I ever stood before a Democrat and felt that they were somebody I could vote for. Now, obviously, I got educated pretty quick and realized that the programs of the Democratic Party at that time, they were more Republican than the Republicans are today. That's what's sad.
Now, you're talking about Bobby, right?
Bobby Kennedy.
And Marilyn was more in love with Bobby when it all came to a head and wanted to go public with her and Bobby's relationship. And, of course, Bobby was married to Ethel Kennedy, And Ethel and Bobby had, 13 kids?
Yeah.
So it was the best known secret in D.C. and Hollywood that what was going on.
I'm glad to be associated with such wonderful things. Thank you so much.
Well, I know. That did kind of put a damper on it. But I just wanted Marilyn. I just wanted Marilyn Monroe, and I actually had hired a Marilyn Monroe impersonator. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And maybe the phone. This is her on the phone, but and I'll tell you who it is later because you know her. But she got into a meeting and wasn't able to call, and so we were hoping to have, somebody like that here and actually sing, Mr. Roloff President, Mr. President Roloff. And we just didn't get that. Now, however, we do have a call coming in now, and we'll go to the phones, and we will welcome another person who I'm assuming would like to wish you a happy birthday, Mr. President Roloff. And that would, Jeb, come on. How fast can you type? What? Ryan, you're live in Mac's World. How you doing today, Ryan?
Hey, Mac. I'm doing awesome.
Good. This, of course, Ryan, one of our producers here, one of the Mac's World Live producers for many years. And I would say, would I be fair to say, Ryan, that Chris is one of your mentors?
Yeah, that would be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a stretch. I get it. But
he also teaches me some awesome board games.
See?
Oh, no.
Priorities, man,
Has he suckered you into that?
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
For your birthday, I'm going to say hi to a random person.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do for your birthday.
Oh, he's going to go out and find a random person and say hi.
I like it.
Yeah.
Changing the world, brother.
Yeah, you're changing the world, Chris.
All
Thanks,
right,
man.
Ryan. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for calling. That's great. When did Ryan start using drugs?
No.
Seriously though, when did
I love that.
He doesn't use drugs, does he?
No, that's you know what? That's a really radical idea. I know that sounds funny, but it's a really radical idea when you think about it. In our modern culture, you've got this little thing that you talked to, this digital computer that you talked to just
Alexa.
a few minutes ago. We've so internalized. We interact with computers and selective relationships and things like that. To actually go out and start a new conversation with an absolute stranger can, in fact, change the world.
He didn't say he was going to start a conversation. He was going to say hi. Like, I'm going to get in the elevator and on my way out of here, somebody from another floor will get on and I'll say hi.
But you know what?
That's supposed to change the world?
Yeah, but you know what? Ryan's going to follow through with it. He's got follow through. I don't know about you, but he does. He's got follow through, and he's actually going to build relationships.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
And he didn't sound a thing like Marilyn Monroe.
He did not sound like me, and I'm glad.
Well, happy birthday. You have 364 days to have another one, and next year we'll do our best, and maybe we'll keep one of those cupcakes for you.
For next year, that'd be fascinating. Yeah,
actually,
put it in the
take them home
in the closet.
Share them. Okay, until I see you again, please remember, give up a resentment. I know it's hard. I carry it myself. I'm convicted on this. Give up a resentment. Forgive, because the Lord says He'll forgive you like you forgive others. I'll see you in church.